Monetary gifts, cards, banners, and donations have been pouring into the city of Uvalde since May of last year. But what you may not know is the local library in the heart of the city has seen an overflow of support from around the world.
From around the world, that's amazing, right? Clark is live in Uvalde with more on that. Clark, how's it going?
You know, it's a very somber morning, Paul, but this story, I hope that it warms a lot of people's hearts out there who are watching. The library, as Roma mentioned, has been receiving quite a bit of support since last year, and they've received so much support from all around the world internationally that they had to have an archivist store history and keep track of everything. And guess what? She's not the only one who's using her talents to help remember these lives. Take a look.
19 students and 2 teachers.
It's mixed emotions. Through this tragedy, we try to take this and try to bring light to it and focus on what is here and what is good.
Are leaving a permanent mark on the place they once called home.
I've seen these for months. Prior to even working here, I saw them on the library's Facebook page, and they're these beautiful pieces of art.
Inside the city library, there are archives dating back to the early 1900s when the library first opened. Now, the date many would rather leave in the past is a part of its history.
It's artworks, custom cards, all hand painted or...
Tammy Sinclair is the archivist in charge of Los Angelitos de Rob, a commemorative project she's in charge of due to the massive amount of gifts and donations the library has been receiving since May 24th of last year.
We received banners from all over the United States. Some of our books that were sent in even came from Australia.
She's the one who sifts through all of the donations.
Through Humanities Texas, Dr. Eric Luffner came to us, and Mendel Morgan is our director, and said, we're here to help. How can we help?
El Progreso Memorial Library has gotten the grants necessary to keep the memory of those lost in the Robb Elementary tragedy alive.
They're all unique. They're all different sizes, especially at the base. As we put the boxes together and appropriately started storing these for archival purposes, we cover it with acid-free tissue, and it felt like I was putting the children to bed. And so it's, you know, your emotions are all over the place.
21 wooden cutouts of the 19 students and 2 teachers who lost their lives. In this case, a local artist took the time to create each of these pieces you're seeing on display.
What you're seeing here, this is by artist Kimberly Morgan.
And she isn't the only contributor. Cristina Noriega has been using her talent outside of the walls of the library on a canvas of a different kind.
Someone tagged me in a post, a man by the name of Abel Ortiz, who lives here in Uvalde and has an art lab, Uvalde downtown. It was his vision to do a 21 mural project to honor the victims.
Within a couple of weeks following the tag on social media, she got the call.
Okay, you're gonna paint Amory Jo Garza. Her story was one of the first that I actually heard because her father was on, I think, Anderson Cooper outside of Robb Elementary, and he was crying, of course, and talking about her. And it just really hit me.
She's forever remembered as a hero for trying to call 911 while gunshots rang out inside her elementary school.
That's how she lost her life.
During the month of July, multiple muralists came together to complete their portions of the project.
I'm recording you both.
It was an intense experience because it was long days, it was very hot, it was over 100 degrees. There were a lot of people coming and going all day. Some knew her, some were just people that had heard that this was happening, and they would bring us food and drinks.
The painting of 10-year-old Amory can be found on a repurposed warehouse near the town square. Her 10-year-old classmate Maite Rodriguez and her teacher, 44-year-old Ava Morales, are depicted right by her side. The 21 murals are spread between 9 locations downtown. She, along with Tammy and many others, have been using their gifts to transform the way people see the city of Uvalde and the victims who are gone too soon.
You know, it's hard to summarize, you know, the impact of the mural project, but I think the takeaway is that these children were loved, they were talented, they had dreams. People will remember the first thing probably how they died, but the families have said we want people to remember how they live. So I think that that's what these murals do.
We're stronger together. I mean, that to me, we're resilient as humans, we're resilient as a community. This is hard, it will never be easy. We're never going to forget. But again, we want to help heal and grow and move forward.
As mentioned in that story, if you want the chance to come see the murals for yourself, if you're planning on coming down to Uvalde this morning or this evening, you can go to the website uvaldetx.gov and you'll find a map with all those little heart locations on there. That's how you can keep track of where the murals are out here. And there's plenty of them to see, 9 total, with multiple people being depicted right next to one another. One's actually in my line of sight right now, and it's absolutely a beautiful sight to see. And of course, there's also plenty of other events happening today. There's a memorial walk being put on by the Uvalde Foundation for Kids. That's happening at 11:33 this morning, and it's starting in Temple, Texas. If you're not familiar, that's about a little less than a 4-hour drive from Uvalde. So a lot of love is pouring into this community. And then later this evening, there's a vigil happening. That one's at 7:30, and it's happening at Memorial Park. Please come if you can, light your candles and support families and loved ones out here as they remember the lives of those lost. And they're asking, if you aren't able to come out here physically in person, that you light a candle at home or wherever you're located. Of course, as always, please stay up to date with the latest information on air and online at kens5.com. Our news teams, they're here, their boots are on the ground, and they're doing some really incredible work to give back to this community. Roma, Paul.
I love to see it. What a great story. I love.
The murals are incredible.
Yes, and Christina Noriega does so much here in San Antonio. She's from San Antonio, so I love that we are continuing to show our love and support to Uvalde.